Ready? Good morning or good afternoon, everybody. It would help us a lot if you could type into the chat window what hospital you're with, and our new coordinator, who I'll introduce to you shortly, will appreciate seeing where you're from, I'm sure. So let's get started. Okay, so today this webinar is for news and announcements, and we're going to talk about our celebrations that High Five has accomplished this year. And I'm going to have a few reflections back on what I've done in this job, and then we'll introduce to you our new program coordinator and look to the future, what we're thinking will happen in 2022. Okay, so Katie is going to talk to you about celebrations. Katie Schoenhoff, I almost said your
everyone does. My maiden name.
Big name. Yeah. She's going to talk to you a little bit. Katie is our program coordinator here at the United Methodist Health Ministry Fund, so she's going to talk to you for a minute.
Well, welcome everyone, and thank you so much for allowing me to come and be on this time with you all. And I just, first of all, am so appreciative of all the work that you all are doing within your hospitals and maternity care facilities. And I think that there was just a lot that I wanted to make sure that we were able to highlight and celebrate, because I would say not only just over the last year, but celebrating some of what Gwen has accomplished with work with you all and being able to highlight that. And so one of the things that I think is a really huge benefit that I hope that you all are either paying attention to or utilizing or sharing with other colleagues that you may have from other facilities is the Kansas breastfeeding education modules. These are the 15 hours of education that Gwen worked tirelessly to get through in the last couple of years with the Kansas Train, which is free education. There are nursing credits that are also available with that. And so you'll be able to go online and utilize that resource. Again, one other piece for those of you who may not quite be there yet with doing your High Five Premier, that's one of the pieces that is part of Premier, is getting the 15 hours of education, having that education done for your staff. And so just a quick reminder about that as well. The other thing that's happened over the last few years is the rebranding and the addition of the Premier status. And I think there's a lot of great pieces that were developed through that. And one of them were the High Five for Mom and Baby practice sheets. And those are really just a compilation of resources and information that we felt would be valuable for you to have access to, and potentially help guide you through that process and give you tips on pieces to include. I think it's another great resource. And then, as you can see, I think this is a really exciting piece, and I'm noticing a number of the hospitals even on the call right now. We have 10 new Premier hospitals. These are recognized hospitals that we have over the last year. And we know that there are a number that are getting really close. So just wanted to put in that plug as well for those of you who may be one of those hospitals towards the 8 or 9 steps. You'll be joining a slew of hospitals that are doing some great work, and you're not far behind. So that's another piece there. And then we have 3 new baby-friendly hospitals that have happened this year, which is another really exciting piece. I think we're sitting at like 51% of our births right now in Kansas that are in baby-friendly hospitals. So congratulations. I'm seeing Hayes Med and Lawrence on right now. And again, I know there's a number of other ones of you who are doing Premier and are taking a lot of steps to support those hospitals, to support those moms and babies within your hospitals. And then we have 30 High Five recognized hospitals across the state. I think that is another huge victory for just being able to show just how Kansas has moved forward and continuing to increase access to breastfeeding support for moms and babies within the facilities. So great work to all of you. Again, thank you so much for letting me be on today with you all, and just as United Methodist Health Ministry Fund, how proud we are of the work you all are doing, and just to be able to come alongside you and provide a little bit of support to help this happen. So thank you very much.
Okay. Well, thank you, Katie, for excuse me, for those celebration moments. And I feel really honored to be a part of all of that. And I hope that you have gotten benefit from some of those resources at least. And I wanted to finally, I'm going to just take my own time and have some reflections about what High Five has meant to me personally. And I wanted to say a few words and just kind of reflect on High Five. So I know I've said it often, and some of you may have heard me say this, but High Five for Mom and Baby has really been the best job of my life. Short of being a wife and a mother, it's most certainly true that this has been the most fulfilling job that I've ever had. I felt like it's been something where I've made an impact and I've made a difference, and that moms and babies in our state have benefited from all of the work that I have had a part in. So when Kim Moore and Virginia Elliott interviewed me for this job, I barely knew what their vision was for High Five for Mom and Baby. And I certainly didn't know what I was getting myself into. I had high hopes that we would improve some hospitals' maternity care practices, but I had no idea how far-reaching we might be. And at the same time that I got an education in this job, I knew very little about what the struggles of rural hospitals and small hospitals were. And all of that just makes me feel like I really got an education from you all. I quickly learned and became acquainted with people and hospitals all across the state. And I've traveled from Chanute to Cheyenne County, and from Leavenworth to Liberal, all corners and areas of the state, places I never would have ever traveled to if it hadn't been for High Five. And while the driving part of it wasn't my most favorite, the travel and the seeing things was definitely a lot of fun. I've also seen the differences and the struggles of small hospitals compared to the differences and the struggles with urban and large hospitals. And that's been really an interesting part of this job. I've been supported by an amazing group of people called the Breastfeeding Work Group, for lack of any better term. They were made up of professionals from all across the state and by the United Methodist Health Ministry Fund. And it was only because of their vision and their forethought that this program succeeded. Breastfeeding support for new moms has improved in our state, and we feel like High Five has definitely been a part of that, and statistics show that that support has been improved. But don't be fooled, because I cannot accept the credit for this improvement. You all as hospitals have done the hard work, and I know change is hard in a hospital, and I know that you have made those hard changes within your hospital. However, hospitals in our state were really hungry for education and how they could improve their outcomes. So kudos to all of you for being those hospitals that were hungry for that education. I feel like I merely guided you on a journey, that it wasn't necessarily everything I did, but that you were the ones that wanted that and desired that. And I just led the tour bus, so to speak. Of course, like everything else in our country, COVID changed everything. But I'm very excited that we were able to spend time focusing on our online education, and that there's 15 hours of education available now. And I feel like I should have put this in the slides earlier, but we have had over 500 classes taken since June of those online education classes. So that's just been a tremendous thing to watch happen. You really are hungry for those education opportunities, and supported me.
They lost Sam.
Oh,
See if they can hear you now.
can you hear me now?
Came back.
Okay, you are back. Oh, that was weird. I'm sorry. Okay, let me start my final paragraph over. Finally, I want to thank the United Methodist Health Ministry Fund for taking a chance on me almost 10 years ago. People really did doubt their vision and what they were trying to do, impacting the care of moms and babies, but not anymore, because you all have made it super successful. I want to thank every single hospital that supported me and participated in this program. Your successes have made me so proud. I have actually had tears in my eyes at recognition ceremonies, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that, but it's almost like my child graduating from high school when I do a recognition ceremony. So thank you all for giving me those proud moments. And I'm proud of the success in our state, and I want to tell you to keep it up and keep working hard. And I'm going to be watching from the sidelines in my camper with my grandkids. So thank you so much. And you go to the next slide.
All right, I'm going to share screen again. I wanted to be able to have them see you.
Okay. So I want to now finally introduce you to our new High Five for Mom and Baby coordinator. So this is Cara Gerhardt, and I'm going to let her talk a little bit about her background and where she sees the program going in the next year.
Okay, thanks, Gwen. So as Gwen said, my name is Cara Gerhardt. I am a registered nurse and an IBCLC, and I'm coming to High Five for Mom and Baby with experience in home health care in the clinical setting as well as the hospital setting. I did have the privilege just a few years ago of working in a hospital during their baby-friendly designation. So I hope that I'm able to bring that experience and that insight into our experiences together, and hopefully able to give you some guidance as you follow a similar pathway. Looking forward to connecting with each of you and learning more about your hospitals and the communities that you serve, and what we can do at High Five for Mom and Baby to better support you in improving services that you're able to provide for your family. Looking forward to next year, I know January is right around the corner and we will begin our process of re-recognition. So hopefully I'll be able to connect with each of you during that process and let me know what we can do to better support you throughout the next year. One of the projects that we have in the works that we are looking forward to rolling out is a weekly quick tip. This will be our 10-step Tuesday, and we will be sharing messages and education that you can then pass on to your staff, either during emails or staff meetings, just to keep everybody moving forward and making progress. And we hope that that will be helpful for you. If you have any other ideas of things that we can do to better support you, please do reach out and share those with me. My email will be the same as Gwen, so hopefully you will be able to reach out and connect with me quickly if there's anything at all that I can do for you. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Cara. I think you are in very good hands. So I think you will all just really enjoy working with Cara. And I know our process of handoff, we've already spent many hours together, and I'm assure you're in good hands. So before I leave, I just wanted to quickly tell you, in case you haven't been through it before, or in case you need a little bit of an update or a reminder, just a brief bit about our re-recognition. So you can either be High Five for Mom and Baby recognized, or you can be High Five for Mom and Baby Premier recognized. And if you're just recognized, you will be doing 5 of the 10 steps at 80% or greater. If you're doing Premier, you will do all 10 steps at 80% or greater. Okay, you go to the next slide. Just a brief reminder that these are our 10 steps, and your re-recognition process again will be all online as it was this year. And Cara will be sending you an email in early January with the link to do your re-recognition. And if you have questions, then she will be well-versed and able to help you.
You will. You'll get there.
Okay, so one last thing I wanted to tell you one more time. Cara told you, but I want to tell you one more time that the email for our coordinator will stay exactly the same email. You don't need to have another email address. My phone number will no longer be associated, but Cara will have her phone number in her communications with you. Please feel free to reach out to her at any point that you have questions. And now we're willing and able to take questions from you all if you have any for us today. So we'll give you a minute, and yes, I'm coming back. Sorry. Any questions at all? You can type them into the chat if you would rather do that.
Give them a minute.
While you're thinking of your questions, I'm going to say one more thing because it just occurred to me. The 10-Step Tuesday project that Cara talked about, that was developed and shared by Michelle Finn, who is on our call today. And so I wanted to give her credit for that, and kudos to her for being so willing to share and help us with this project. I think it'll be a valuable resource for you.
Thanks, Gwen. I don't even remember where the idea came from, but I'm quite certain it didn't come from me. I think it started maybe with our Empower collaborative and somebody somewhere else, but isn't that very much just the spirit of breastfeeding support and the lactation field and whatever the phrase is about sharing seamlessly and stealing. Do you remember what it is, Gwen? What is it?
I can't remember it either, but it's like stealing shamelessly and sharing seamlessly or something
like that. But basically all in the spirit of how can we help, raise the bar for what the kind of care that we're providing to breastfeeding moms throughout the whole state. So so definitely better together. And so if it's something that I can help kind of get things started and some ideas, I know Cara, obviously you're going to have a whole wealth of ideas as well. And I don't know, this is like, makes me so sad, obviously, with you stepping out, Gwen. But after so many years, you've just been the face of what High Five has been, and just such a great representation for other programs in other states as well, nationally. You look at the progress that we've made, in partnership with, United Methodist Health Ministry Funds and the KBC, and just, over the past 5+ years, it's hard to imagine what High Five will be without you, of course. But Cara, I'm just so looking forward to meeting you and just seeing everything that's going to continue to come. And Gwen, I personally will need your email in some other way, because I won't be able to find you at the coordinator place. So I need to be able to find you elsewhere, but hope we can, of course, stay in touch.
For sure. I'll be to Kansas City to go out to eat sometime.
Yes, and you have to holler for sure. Yeah, okay, I hopped on this late. It's so fun seeing you guys all in the same place too. I'm sure you introduced this and I was warming up my lunch. Tell me where you guys are. Are you in Hutch or where are you?
We're in Hutchinson.
Yeah. So cool.
Cara and I are hoping we can get back home this afternoon with all this wind we're supposed to get, but we came to Hutch. So I wanted to say to any of you that there's 3 people on this phone call that have just been so great about sharing their experiences. So Jessica Seib and Jessica Watson and Michelle Finn have all been through the baby friendly process. And so if you have any questions about tips or tricks or anything, I know that they would all be very available to you to share. And Emily also at Lawrence is also been through baby friendly process. So, we've got some amazing resources in our state to help us with any kind of baby friendly or just High Five for mom and baby things. So don't hesitate to reach out to any of them. They're all wonderful. Everybody down here is wonderful, but baby friendly wise, they're very helpful. So, and thank you, Michelle, for those kind words. I will be staying in touch. I'm not gonna crawl in a hole or anything, so I'll still be around.
That's awesome.
So probably a few other logistical things before we get off. We will actually be making a formal announcement later today that will go out to everyone with High Five and then to the broader audience of breastfeeding from United Methodist Health Ministry Fund, introducing Cara, but also just thanking Gwen. Michelle, I'm glad you said it because I was like, I've got to say, like, we have been so fortunate as a state to have someone that has just stayed the course in this and seen it through to such a fabulous place. And again, you all have been crucial to that work, but I can't imagine it having been anyone else that we've partnered with and been able to work with to be able to see the progress within the maternity care facilities. And so thank you, Gwen, so much. We feel very, very fortunate from United Methodist Health Ministry Fund and just want to say thank you so much. And she's just been not only a great partner, a great friend through all of this, and I will miss our time too. So yeah, you should be seeing that later today. Please feel free to share that out amongst your groups to make sure everyone is aware. We are really excited about Cara too. We think she'll just continue this progress forward very well. And so we look forward to working with Cara through this as well. So if there are other things, oh, Jill's jumping on now too. So if there are other pieces, please just let us know. And yes. And again, seeing all these familiar faces on here going through baby friendly process too, just congratulations to all of you. I haven't had a chance to see you all to say congratulations. So well done to you. And again, it's just exciting to see what was happening 8 years ago and where we are now when I started at the fund. And then again, you know, just the progress in the breastfeeding field has just been amazing. So great work to all of you. So thank you so much. With that, do we have any final words from the group before we close out?
Late. This is Cara. Cara Gerhardt. This is Jill Rosie. And Michelle. Michelle hopped on her picture now.
Well, I figured since I was done eating, nobody needed to see that.
Okay. Well, thank you all. So
Yeah, thanks everybody. That's all we had for today. So I'm glad you could hop on for a few minutes and join us. And so yeah, feel free to email me if you have questions after today. I'm going to be around I'm going to have the email for at least another week, and then we're going to pass it on to Cara. So thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.